Hey everyone, it's Matt, and today we're looking at dash cams, and in particular we're looking at Rexing dash cams. So these Rexing dash cams are now available at Best Buy. We've got the V1, the V1 Pro, and the V3. I'm going to talk a little bit about these later on in the review, just near the end, because today we're focusing in on the M1. So the M1 itself is a 10-inch touchscreen option that sits right over your rear view mirror and is a front and a rear dash cam. So we're going to install this in my SUV, and I'm going to show you what everything looks like and how everything works. First, let's unbox it and show you what's inside the box. Here's what's inside the box of the Rexing M1 dash cam. First is the power unit, which plugs into your front cigarette lighter or power source. This plugs into the front dash cam. This is the rear dash cam. You'll notice a red wire in addition to the power hookup. This red wire installs out to your left rear tail light in order to install a guide for an optional backup camera function. Since I'm returning this dash cam after review, I won't be reviewing that feature this time around as it requires professional hookup. Here's the front unit and its hookups. You also plug in your micro SD card at the top. I'm going to take a moment to slide the camera unit itself around just to show you that it moves and that you can adjust it accordingly when you hook this over your existing rear view mirror. The microphone is there on the left side and the power unit's at the bottom. Let's take this outside and get it installed. Alright, so installing this actually took almost no time at all. All you literally have to do is just slide the little rubber pieces off, slide this over top of the dash cam, and then hook them into place. The camera itself, you might have to manually adjust it and jut it out just to make sure that everything fits, and then you can adjust this camera as you see fit as well. I am going to plug this in, and let's see how it powers up. So I'll obviously have to adjust my rear view as well to my own view, but as you can see, it looks good. I'm going to have to adjust the date and time as well. And now I'm just going to pull this down in a couple minutes and adjust the time settings. And there's a lot of glare coming from this, so I'm hoping that you're going to be able to see all these settings and things properly. So there's video resolution settings, segment length here. So this is how long you'd like your continuous loop to be. I'm going to set that to 5 minutes because I always like it more than a minute. We've got night mode, exposure features, G-sensor sensitivity. So this is when somebody makes contact with the vehicle. What's the sensitivity in which this comes to life? We've got some LCD brightness, time-lapse settings. There's the parking monitor, a screensaver, different language settings and volume settings as well. And I can change the date and time and whatnot there as well, and then set it to factory settings. I have not hooked up the rear camera. The rear camera would hook up through here. That's my next step. And I am just gonna quickly change the date and time and whatnot, hook this back up, and then I'm gonna go take care of the rear camera. Here's the rear camera hooked up. I do like to install these outside the vehicle while I am testing them out, just because my windows are tinted in the back and I've got wipers and the view can be pretty obstructed. There are screws at the top of the mount here in case you do want to mount it to the top inside your vehicle, and Rexing's video does show an example of that as well. That might be the better option if you're doing this long term, but you'll have to decide what you'd like to do. Just keeping in mind as well that I did mention that there is a backup camera option as long as you hook the red wire into your left tail light. So in terms of hiding wires and things like that, that could be the way that you go. For the purpose of this review, though, I have put it outside. The camera is water resistant, so there's not going to be any damage done if I'm driving around in the rain. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how you can view footage on this. All the footage here is stored locally. There is no sort of app that accompanies this dash cam, and if that is a bit of a make or break for you, because I do consider that to be a big convenience myself, there are other Rexing dash cams that are Wi-Fi enabled and do have an accompanying app, and I'll be talking about that near the end of the video. But with focus on this one here, the first thing that you have to do is just touch the screen. It's a complete touch screen. You do have to stop recording. That'll bring up the playing options, and then it'll give you the opportunity to view your front and your rear camera. So I'm going to go to the front camera here. And I'm just going to show you an example here. I've got this on a 5-minute loop. So as you see, you can view footage directly from the dash cam itself. And this is what's being captured from here. Something equivalent from the rear camera might be, say, this. And obviously for your convenience, you can also turn off the camera itself through the power options here. Okay, and then once that's done, just unplug it, and then you can pull the micro SD card out here and then view the footage from your computer. So I'm going to do that now, and I'm going to show you some of the video footage as it appears full screen. To close things out on this review, I'm going to show you some larger recorded footage from the Dashcam. The Dashcam itself does not have an accompanying mobile app, so I've taken the micro SD card out to watch the footage off my computer. If you choose to do this, the captured footage is very easy to find. There's a folder marked video and then subfolders marked R and F for front and rear. Depending on how long you've captured continuous loops and how clear of recording you have will depend on how many videos you can store before it starts to overwrite the old footage. I record 5-minute loops for the purpose of my reviews, and so that's about 420 megs per front video and about 260 megs per rear video. You can have up to a 256 gig memory card on this Dashcam, so with my settings that should capture about 45 hours of drive time footage if you buy one that large. Typically the Dashcams I've reviewed have had to be FAT32 partitioned in order to work, but those have not had any onboard formatting options. This one does, so before you go to the lengths of finding any partitioning software, plug your card in and format it in the camera to see if it works just right out of the box. This camera captures full audio inside the vehicle. Depending on where your car's speakers are in correlation to the Dashcam speakers, the audio might be a bit distorted depending on how loud you play your music in the car. For the purpose of appeasing any YouTube copyright flags, I'll be playing back my drives without any music in a bit here just to show you how the audio is. I was a bit skeptical about how a Dashcam that basically takes the place of your rearview mirror would go. While I feel like I've been spoiled by Dashcams that have Wi-Fi hookups and mobile apps, I did find this one to be quite amazing, honestly, especially at night. Driving in a vehicle with tinted rear windows, having a bright and illuminated view out of my rearview mirror at night was really amazing in comparison to what I can normally see. I can see this being a real benefit for those of you that are in the same boat too. The camera itself is really self-sufficient, taking very little time to set up and get going. It's very hands-off, and the quality of the touchscreen is really good too, meaning you'll never have to pull the camera itself down to do anything unless you want to pull the micro SD card. So here now is a bit more uninterrupted driving footage.
Continue on British Columbia 1 East for 3 kilometers. In 3 kilometers, take exit 37 toward Gagliardi Way.
Capturing your footage in such a wide dynamic range, this is a great dashcam option for those of you looking for something a bit unique and a bit different than the alternatives. As with most cameras in its class, it also comes with an equipped G sensor, which means it will lock and record footage in the event of impact, which is always a helpful feature to have since in an accident, your priority is probably your safety. If you're interested in something smaller than a 10-inch touchscreen, or you want something that has more mobile app support, Rexing offers a few other options that I'll show you here as well. Best Buy also has these 3 Rexing cameras available that connect to an app called Rexing Connect for you to view footage through your smartphone or tablet. They are quite different than this though. The Rexing V1 is a tinier, much more subtle dash cam that'll probably sit inside of a vehicle next to the rearview mirror. This camera is for the front only and it records in full 1080p HD with a 170-degree wide field of view. It also has an advanced Sony Starvis sensor for extremely detailed night vision recording. It captures footage on continuous recording loops and is made to be more of a petite and discreet option as opposed to the larger and flashier M1. The Rexing V1P is basically the same as the V1, but it also comes with a rear dash cam. Also has basically the same recording features. Lastly, the Rexing V3 dash cam is dual channel recording, but not in the true front and rear sense. The Rexing V3 instead features a front-facing camera as well as in-cabin recording, so it actually records what's happening inside the car while you're driving. The camera also has a couple other features that the other 3 cameras don't have. This one has infrared-based night vision for the in-cabin camera, and then there's advanced driver assist system, which I've shared on some dash cams, which is a warning system that beeps to tell you if you're veering towards danger or if somebody might be making a dangerous lane change around you. So these cameras are also available now at Best Buy. So that's a look at all Rexing dash cams, including a special look at the Rexing M1. All 4 of those dash cams are now available at Best Buy, and really I do feel that the M1 is one of the best bang for your buck products out there in this dash cam range. I'm Matt, thanks for watching this review. Please subscribe to this channel. We'll have more dash cam reviews like this and other tech reviews. Thanks, we'll see you next time.